I've started coaching and stuff. So,
Nice.
I've been mostly just playing with friends and then coaching them and stuff. So,
Nice.
it's been a lot less stress, and I'm kind of done with tank. Like, not fully. Like, I'm gonna keep playing it so I at least don't completely become ass. But uh, I don't know. It's just not like Diva's really trash. Usually, any season, it's fine. I can just at least play Diva, but she just feels like I have a good win rate with her because I play her not all the time, but just in certain comps and stuff. But like, if I can't play a lot of dive, I get my Winston's bad apparently. Apparently, my Winston's dog shit because I looked at my win rate in quick play all time and it's negative. So
Oops.
I'll probably work on Winston next time. But yeah, I've just been chilling honestly.
All right, good, good. I mean, I know that for you, it's always been like kind of managing like your expectations and your motivations, and not like totally booming out the wazoo. It's also kind of
Yeah.
hard too because I feel like you're kind of like in the you're in like the off tank disease here, where it's like
Yeah,
off tanks haven't been good in a long time, and
it's
the
really
problem
sad.
is that like a lot of the dive tanks haven't been good either. But like Winston, Doom, and even Ball generally have like okay, yeah, you're gonna might maybe get like counterpicked a lot, but like you can still get value. Your ult has value. I feel like Diva just has never had her time. Like never. Like Diva's like the she rides off of the other dive tanks being relevant for her to be relevant. But like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't play like Diva doesn't do like she doesn't die, but she just doesn't do much, you know? So I think like at like your level of play, like that stuff definitely matters a little bit, and it just kind of sucks. So um yeah. So it makes sense. Like if your favorite tanks aren't meta, like I would never describe myself as like a tank DPS or support player. I'm an on his end player. I'm like a Genji or whatever Mei player, right? I'm like a Winston player. And if those characters aren't playable, then like I'm not gonna enjoy playing my like I don't assign myself a role, you know. I'm not going pro.
Yeah, and I remember you said if it's not fun, don't play it. And
That's it.
so
Yeah,
I
that's it.
tried to
Right.
play it for like the past season a little bit. I didn't even play that much honestly because I was just like, fuck this. I'm just gonna play with my friends and have fun. But like,
Yeah.
I wish I knew about coaching when I switched from Call of Duty in like season 2 of Overwatch 1 because like there was no coaching in Call of Duty. And I was like top 32, like amateur in that game. And so when I switched over, I coached myself to like mid GM, but I didn't know coaching or any of this shit existed. So like back then, I used to be on XQC time, like 40 games in a day,
Yeah.
zero till. I don't know what happened. I used to be so PMA call out every game, like it's crazy.
It's
But
probably because it was like the novelty. You enjoyed the game a lot more. It's like just you tend
oh
people like this always happens, you know, like old crusty people, right? Ruin the game, you know, and like it's just because
yeah,
it's just not the same anymore, you know.
and I
It's
had
not
no
the same.
ego. Like I remember people would like if someone called me out and said like, "Oh, you fucked up, you did this," wrong," I'd just be like, "Yeah, my bad. Go next." Like I guess
Right.
I had no ego or anything, so I was just like, I
Right.
don't really care.
Well, where did your ego come from?
Just it honestly probably from just getting really mad at the tank roll because I quit the game like towards the end like when they stopped updating Overwatch 1. So when I came back, I guess I still have like I guess I get more frustrated with the solo tank now because the reason I started playing off tank was because I was like they're either gonna blame the main tank, they're gonna blame the DPS or the healers, and so I felt like I would just never get flamed at all for the most part. And then now that it's main tank is like everybody sees you, or not main
Yeah.
tank, but just tank.
Yeah.
Everybody sees you now. It's like I'm gonna get tilted because people are gonna say, complain more about you and stuff.
The other thing to keep in mind as well is like your expectations for yourself have gone up as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
100%.
you're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
way more like. I mean, I think it's the same. It's actually like such a hard quandary because I find myself like more ego and as well, like right, like especially with my content and stuff. I don't have it. You know, actually, I don't have much ego with my content because like I don't really think I'm all that good with like the whole like streaming and like YouTube game. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like I don't really care. Like I'm just not that good, and I know it. But like if somebody was like to question like, oh, you're not that good at coaching, or like you suck at this, or like you can't do in
Oh
this, or your
yeah.
information, I would get like really like sensitive about that, right? Like more than I should, because like I'm proud of that. You know, I put a lot of work in that. And so it's the same thing with you and Tank, where it's like you do have that vulnerability. But I don't think that that's like, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be like that.
Yeah,
Like I think we all know deep down that like we need to have like a level of confidence. And I think that's been kind of like my learning curve is like, I'm always going to have that percentage of people in the YouTube comments that are just going to be like brainlets and comment like insulting stuff. It's like, I need to ask myself, why is that? Am I letting that bother me? Why is my ego that fragile? And I think you need to do that too. It's like, I could be a great tank player if I could. I'm not right now because I just don't care that much. But just let it go.
yeah.
Who
Because I mean,
cares?
I've been GM like so many different seasons across any of the systems. Like I hit GM my first week back, and then I've kind of been stuck at like Master 2-ish. But like, I know if I really wanted to play every day, because I haven't been really solo queuing at all. So like, besides maybe like once or twice a week, and then just playing with friends. So like, I know it's I could if I really wanted to, and maybe if the meta shifts, I will. But playing DPS, I've noticed I do not tilt nearly as much. Like still sometimes, but like because I don't have any expectations. Like
That's
I
it.
hit GM season 8, but like I really still haven't played it that much, so I don't feel like I have to be this rank or I have to do
Right.
this.
Right. Exactly. Um, so what are we here for? I've got your
So
form pulled up here.
half of this is going to be tank, and then half is DPS probably,
All right.
or at
Sounds good.
least we go through this code, and then if there's time, then keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the coaching going, by the way?
I like it more than playing the game, honestly. If I had a list of people that I could just do that all day, yeah. Only thing is, I do kind of like feel like like I need to, expand the different heroes I can coach, but like I, c- I kind of feel like how am I gonna understand a hero like fully if I'm not the highest rank, which I know you obviously can, but I just feel like sometimes I kind of get imposter syndrome. Like I don't know if I'm good enough to be coaching this person or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that like the way to look at it is like, okay, so let me kind of break you down like my process of how I went about it. So I don't know if this is the best way of doing it, it's just the way that I do it. So I have like the documents, right? Like I have the document for every hero with loaded with tips,
Ooh,
playstyle
okay.
advice, all that kind of stuff. But before I get you too excited, they're from 2018, and I'd say at least 2/3 of the information is just like not even worth anything. But basically, at the time, it was relevant. And what I did is I watched so many reviews and so many pro players and like made so many notes and got details and this and that. And also, I honestly I just got a lot of practice. Like I coached a lot of gold Orisa players. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I kind of got a better feel of like kind of thinking through like what would make sense to do with this character in this situation. Like what can I? And then what happened is then I would I would kind of make I would teach myself as I was teaching, basically because you can't really
Okay,
mess up a
cool.
gold Orisa review, right? Like you can have like some basics, and then from there is like I felt more confident to go higher and higher and higher rank. Then along with the supplementation of the other outside sources that I was getting and taking notes on, I got a lot better. And then this is where like I think it's kind of clicked for me. Not even right away. I think things clicked for me right around like 2020, where I started to see the game more as a system and finding ways of plugging and playing like how does this character fit within that system with very few exceptions. That's why like if I do have like a little bit of an ego, I think that I'm really good at picking up and coaching a character immediately from the get-go, like reading their playstyle and even using that information to tell you whether the character is good design or bad design, like almost instantly. Lifeweaver, Ram, Venture, the Pharah rework, right? I can tell really quickly like how that character was supposed to be played and whether it was healthy for the game, just because how it fit within the system of the game, right? Whether it's the cooldowns or like how it positioned. And like when Pharah gets a dash and faster rockets, and then Conk does more damage now, like it was like I could immediately know exactly what that meant, right? Like immediately knew
You do
exactly
be
what that meant.
calling that shit.
Right, but it's not because I'm like a genius or anything. It's just because I've spent hundreds and thousands of hours like thinking about this game, and I've constructed the system of like everyone makes fun of me for like talking about like off angles and timing and like the range of a character. But like the reason why that stuff is so important is because it's like you could you could just know that, and you can throw in you could throw me a hero concept, literally just a hero concept, and I could tell you how to play that hero. Like 70-80% of the time, right? And I think that's what you need as a coach. Like at the start, you're not going to have that, but you want to try to develop a
Yeah.
system where you feel like maybe I've not coached Torbjorn in a long time, but I have no problem coaching Torbjorn because I know exactly what range operates with alternate fire, with primary fire. I know what overload does, and I can think about how that would affect how he positions. I can think about like turret. Off angles are important. Turret is a second source of fire, so therefore, how should you place your turret? You got to get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, there's details about, like, people tend to mash the ult really fast and not spread it as much as they should. There's things like firing into the air also extends the duration of the ultimate. Things about, like, you should be very careful about, like, how big your hitbox is when you're dueling characters from far away, right? So it's like little details like that you can only really pick up from studying the character. But I would say in the meantime, it's just like start slow, be patient, and if you're not confident on a character, start low rank with the character and develop more confidence from it. And also, there's also no reason that you have to feel like you need to coach all the characters. Like, you need to ask yourself, like, what if you're like the type of person that just enjoys coaching a certain set of characters? That's totally fine.
Well,
Totally fine.
I would like to at least learn all the tanks. So in my next review, I'll probably do some weird tanks. Like I don't really play like hog ball or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, start with that, and again, like, practice makes perfect, right? Like, you don't need to be perfectly qualified to review, because I think just having another set of eyes, even if they give you a little bit of misinformation here and there, I do think is important. I actually think nobody needs to be 100% accurate to be an effective coach. Okay, go ahead. You were saying something?
No.
Okay, you want to get rolling?
Yeah, let's go.
No, why this code?
Okay. I played out of my mind, but I know exactly where I messed up and where we lost. I'll take accountability. Second point, and then third on attack. Or no, third on, I think, defense or something. But
in this economy. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually embarrassed that they won, but...
Like, little nitpick here. So, like, remember, like, you were the fishing guy, right? You were the one that we talked about fishing about way back. Was it Midtown?
Yeah, I think that was my second review. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Midtown.
Against Bowie,
Yeah. So basically, what I'm looking at here is like what are the odds that this is going to result in like a meaningful cooldown, And then if you have your choice here, like, what is the odds that this is going to result in a meaningful cooldown, right? It's the same thing where it's like the angle choice, the target priority. You can choose either one, and so you should choose the one that's going to provide more noise, right?
I definitely think sometimes I knife tank too much just to get the little self healing and stuff. So definitely
it's good. It's good if you have to. That's all you can choose. Like, if you go back earlier,
there's definitely options here.
If you go back here, it's like there isn't really another option because everything's so freaking far away, right? Or not even peeking. So yeah, keep your sustain rolling. I think, and even that kind of helped force to fortify a little bit, right? Because it pulled her into main. The problem here is that you have your choice and you chose the wrong target. So like, I think you've kind of seen my coaching arc where I was like, stop shooting tank, stop shooting tank. Now I'm like, it's okay to shoot tank, but just if you have a choice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you have a
angle
choice.
first.
Angle first, right? Right. And I think this one, like, you could choose either angle. Both are convenient, right? Imagine if you had Gracie here, right? Totally different story. That Cassidy's immediately in trouble instead of this extended poke phase. This is fine. Nice. Wow. Okay. Houndman.
Yeah, I had like 70% knife accuracy at the end of this game.
I mean, I can see partly why you have 70%, but yeah, I'm sure some of them were
I have some good ones. Chill.
Uh-huh. I get that. Get out of dodge. Fine. This is fine because obviously, like, you're giving up space because you've lost your Baptiste, right? I just would keep moving here, right? Keep moving, keep rotating, keep giving space. And you have choices here. You could even tuck towards here, right? Or you should tuck towards here. So this is the way the logic works, okay? Hear me out. When you lose a man, you either die in the corner or you disengage to a different angle, right? Here you're just kind of staying, if that makes sense. I want you to disengage to an angle.
I guess I thought I was going to get the kill because he had like... Yeah, he's not even that low, honestly.
Yeah, as soon as you see Suzu, you're out. As soon as you see Suzu, you're out. Don't play games. Good. I think here you can retake through top right, frankly. Yeah, definitely retake top right. You have the time, right? You have the time. You might as well, because you know you got to disengage. Just walk.
Oh, yeah.
Walk. Walk. Come out late. Make a play. That's it. That would have hit. Wow, nice. See, I compliment you on the knife that doesn't even hit because it would have hit. It would have hit. So, you know, I'm fair. Yeah, I mean, I think this is okay. I think the only thing there is just like disengage out towards the angle, and then I think we're cooking. And then re-contest from a different off angle. Like, I want you to treat it like if you were playing Roadhog here, right? Maybe you would just be like walk out and point. But if you had the time to walk, you would absolutely go for this here because it would just be like the element of surprise, opportunity for pick, more panic, less damage on input as well, right? Because that's the other thing too, is like walking out.
You're just gonna get spammed out.
You're just gonna get spammed out, right? So if you have the time to take a different angle, it's kind of similar to why I didn't like this peak here. It's not just target priority should have gone for the Cassidy. It's leveraging unpredictability when you can. It's really just looking for these little angles when and where you can. Like, frankly, even here is, I think, unwise. I know that the Pharah is dead, but like, let's say the Pharah is not dead here. I think the play here is to walk upstairs. I think the play is to make sure that your team's in a position to poke, save your shout, save your ult, and go upstairs. Frankly,
makes sense.
I think it just becomes like you gotta be really careful about walking through chokes as queen. Depending on the tank, depending on the situation, it can be really rough. You know, like you need to create a cleave by your own positioning, right?
Yeah, because like then I could have pinched that with the
right. You can pinch that. You have a little bit of sustain. You have the speed. You have the ult. Like that's enough tools there, I think, to approach it from a different angle. And then like even here, right? So, bro, what is she doing? Okay, so like. Even here, like you could shoot here, but then also like this doesn't work because she's like, you know, has functioning brain cells. You then swing and peek this here, see if you can catch the Orisa in the open, right? And then rotate back here. Just like take these like little angles, right? Little angles. Okay, there's nobody there. Where should you go?
I'm pretty sure I rotate top.
Yeah. But it needs to be done quicker. You see that?
Yeah,
like this
damage.
Right here, it's like you're not on anybody. So rotate. I think maybe you're guarding body, but aside from that, no real reason to stay. There's your ult trigger if you want to. Even with Suzu there, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Good.
This is where I throw, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
There's some, I think I get knocked down, and then... Yeah, I think it's right here.
So far, so good.
That's where, and then I probably should have just gone stairs there, around, and I go this way and die.
I don't know. That's kind of unfortunate, frankly. Okay, so the only thing I would say here is maybe just be, I think maybe you hold a little bit too tight just because it is a 3v5 at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's the mistake here. I think you're being way too hard on yourself. Like, you force Suzu, you get Hinder, you get Spin, you get Javelin, and then your Zen trances you and then just walks away, right? Like, okay, to be fair, like, wait, what I thought he tranced you. I think he tranced with... Oh, so yeah, your Zen screws up. He doesn't even trance you, and then has to leave, and then you get caught out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really on you. And like ultimately, like yeah, you died, but you actually kept them in the choke. Like there's a chance that you guys could have popped off there. I would say just like you needed to respect the two-man disadvantage more so than anything else.
Right.
I think you're overthinking the whole javelin thing. Like, if they spent that many cooldowns to force you out in a normal team fight, your team would have won.
I'm not gonna lie. This team was pissing me off.
Also,
Our Widow's like 1 in 8 or something.
yeah, it's been a lot of really dumb deaths. Nice. This is kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like, you look at this and you're like, this is not a fat ultimate. But there's Suzu. You only need to hit one target. Because the key thing here is, what did this ult do for you? You see it?
Made them have to give up a lot of space, and
Right,
it's gonna
right.
guarantee a kill since I hit one.
Right.
And they just cleansed.
Right. The big thing here is it's the space is what it is. It's the same thing we were talking about on first point defense, and then even talking about like the way that you're approaching second point. Like when you could do this, and it's like it's a horror movie now. Are you gonna come out this door? Are you gonna come out this door? Are you gonna push in? Are you gonna stay there? Like what you've done is this is Christmas. You see this? This is Christmas. And they know it. And they know it, right? They know it. Thus the barrage. I mean, they had to, right? Like they were in serious trouble. So you not only get an ult for an ult, but you get an ult for a kill, and you do so while down a man as well. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yes. Not gonna lie with you, I think you've played this fight very well. I have no complaints with this fight. No complaints at all. Really good job. Really good job. And the crucial thing is that obviously your cooldown management's been good. You've been hitting some nice knives. But the key thing was that ultimate that stuffed them in the choke. And you use that space appropriately. That's the big thing. I wouldn't waste time with this, frankly. I mean, I know you've been abusing her, but it's just not a high percentage play. What I would like instead, and you see 9, right? So what I would like instead is I need to see this Cassidy respecting you. I need to see this Kiriko respecting you. Because they're just higher percentage targets, that's all. And then if the Pharah gets close, then punish her. That's it. Because I want you to look at what happens with your... What is it?
Sorry, man.
No, go ahead.
I thought our Tracer was gonna stay point, and then we get...
Yeah, but do you see what's happening behind you? It's not even the point.
They're all looking at...
Right, like look how much space that you've given this up to these guys. You see this?
Yeah.
And your Zen dies for that, right? Like you needed to hold the space just because it's the easier target. So it kind of feels a little bit like the Orisa situation again, where you have the opportunity to shoot the Orisa or to shoot the Cassidy, and you chose the Orisa. You had the opportunity to shoot control Cassidy, Kiriko, and the pharmacy in the sky, and you went for the Cassidy or the pharmacy in the sky instead. I think what's happening is that you've just dunked on this Pharah like 3 or 4 times. You're like, oh, I can do it again, right? And it's causing you to make bad decisions. That's what's happening. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Force a cooldown, then rotate. Good. You are so egoed on this Pharah. Yeah, I need a little more respect here. A little more respect. Just a little more respect. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, what happened to my F3 key? Hang on, my thing here's all jammed up. Okay, this is not on you. I will say that maybe a little bit too much attention going on to the Pharah again. This has definitely become an ego duel for you. But this is unfortunate.
Funny how I don't even like consciously decide to do that.
Decide to do what?
Like I'm not like ego dueling on purpose. I guess I feel like I can just like I guess
Yeah, you feel
it's
like you
the
can.
unconsciously ego dueling her. Yeah.
Right, right, exactly. And I think the key thing here is just like check your backline's positioning. Once you get into here, check your backline's positioning. Okay, they're still stuck here, then I'm gonna sit here. Let them walk
Yeah.
forward, poke them, walk forward, then take space appropriately. Okay, let's keep going. Nice. Nice. Okay, this is cap. Okay. See, this is like another point here. Like, what should you be doing here? I want you to think back to what we were talking about here, right? Like, what should you be doing here? What should be the strategy? How do you create space right now? You know what's happening on your screen? I'm trying to clean out my stupid keyboard. Go ahead.
Eventually pushing high ground, but right now I guess I was thinking like we have free cart push, so I'm just gonna sit here, maybe pull the wrist off high ground if she oversteps or something, and then I'll go up top.
So
Which I do.
frankly, you only have free card push if you make them a little scared. Okay, like if you kind of keep them spooked or concerned about where you're positioned, then we have free card push. But the problem is I don't think you're doing that right now. Your character is not designed for card push. Your character is, remember the very first review we had, your character is designed to fish. You're not fishing right now, you're trolling. You're thinking like, how can I fish? Everyone's so far away. You don't necessarily need to like hard commit on any fish, but what could you do? How could you at least threaten a fish? Where could you at least threaten a fish? Where could you scare them?
From the back stairs.
From the back stairs, right? Now you need to be careful, I'm sure, and not be like hinder, javelin spend, whatever, and killed. But you can at least dance here, right? You get here, you peek, you make them think about it. You make the Orisa turn around and come back this way. Congrats, you just reduce the amount of damage your team's taking by 25%. That's how you push guard.
I think I do that once we get. We'll see. I don't remember exactly what happens.
But you understand what I'm saying, right? Like the idea is that I want you thinking more like an opportunistic assassin and not just a brute force do whatever here. There needs to be a lot more style with your, like this here. You're just gonna stand in here and hope somebody extends, right? Like that's fine there, but man, why would you not try it on the Kiriko first? You know?
Yeah, makes sense.
Or do it on the Orisa, but do it on the Orisa where she has to turn around, not where she can fortify and look at your team. That's where she gets the most value out of fortify, right? So just do it from an angle. Do it from an angle, I think, is the key thing here. Like this is creating space. You see what's happening right now? Look at their little circles there. You see this? Like Orisa's on you, Farah's turned around. You got a Valk out. The only person that's actually looking at your team right now is Cassidy, right? The only one. And it really did not require a hard commit at all. Now, tragically, that Cassidy just toggles.
Nice one. Really?
It happens. It's me and Bab.
Yeah,
I can't. But you get what I'm saying, right? But you get what I'm saying, right?
No, 100%. Yeah, because doing it faster, it would do the same thing, but just better. Like they would be looking. I split our attention.
I think the way to think about it, if we were to try and package this, is I want you looking for more micro angles. More micro angles. If that makes sense.
Where I actually have potential to get a kill, not just
right. It's just right. And it's like the threat as well is also going to bait. So that's the thing. It's like it's going to bait more attention even if you don't get the kill.
Yeah.
Like this is what we want, right? No hard commits. I don't even think I'd walk through that choke. I think I'd sit right here and just sit right here. Just don't do this. You see the difference?
Yeah. Just do that from the corner, and then I
can that way you don't have to use shout, right? And that way you can disengage easier and safer. But this is what we want.
Wait a minute. This could have been crazy. It was so close.
Dude, oh my days. I was like, no way you do this, but that is a pretty fat ult.
I was screaming when I didn't hit the cast with that.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know we were down. I don't think.
I'm not
I don't
gonna
think I
lie.
looked at kill feed.
I honestly, even though you're down, if you see that fat of an opportunity, maybe you just let the voices win just this once. Because let's not lie, there's a real chance of you clutching that. There's a real chance.
Yeah.
Yes. Oi, I don't know if I drop there, even with the kill. Like, oi, surely you could just peek this and shoot. Oh no.
Well,
no.
I guess I thought I was. Where was my healer? Was he up there?
Yeah, he was up there.
Okay. I guess I got worried about getting killed.
But then, like,
But I
they
guess it
lose
doesn't
your
matter,
presence,
yeah.
and then, yeah, it's like, oh no. And that kills your BAP. That's gonna probably kill you.
I think I just died card.
Yeah, you're just die card. Okay. Same thing here, right? Same
Go
thing.
around the right.
Yeah, you're like a budget Roadhog because you don't have the same levels of self-sustain, but you do have some, and yeah, at least you have speed, right? Like you have speed. So like you would, and like this is crazy. Like this is crazy.
Yeah. This
Like-
is just, I guess, just the autopilot. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
think
just
more
a
about,
full-on
like,
autopilot.
taking a short angle because that's very obvious. Like,
Right.
watch.
Just be here and be spooky, you know, and be like, oh, this guy's by himself. I'm gonna go kill him, or oh, I'm gonna force Suzer or force him to look at me, and then shout to disengage towards my team, or drop to grab the mega, and like just be an ass, you know, like just be so obnoxious. But like,
Yeah, and
this
it
is,
might also be a thing from like playing a lot of dive tanks where like I'm not used to the self-sustain, so like I'm thinking I need to be in line of sight. I forgot about that. Like I need to be in line of sight all the time when I don't necessarily do. Like coming from that right angle.
You don't. And remember, like that's also where like just a little bit of self-sustain goes a long way. A little bit of speed,
Yeah.
shout, all that stuff. This is obviously just trade on Brent. See what happens. And there you go. Okay.
Okay, this is the ult where I throw the game. And it has a good explanation.
Let's be very clear that this is, I mean, it's obviously like, you know, easy and fun and makes a nice storyline to point to like one single moment, but there's been a lot of little moments already. A lot of little moments, right?
Well, yeah, no, I just mean as far as we capped with no time instead of we could have had time and had a chance to win.
Can I be honest here? I think your approach here is wrong.
Yeah.
You force Orisa cooldowns right here. You keep forcing Orisa cooldowns. You get her to back off. I want you to rotate to here. As soon as you force Orisa cooldowns. Create this angle and then allow yourself to like look for opportunities to either continue to shoot the Orisa in the back or from a split, or maybe even do for something zesty like this here. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Like, again, you just have that little
This
bit of
corner
speed.
did feel really bad.
Yeah. But it wouldn't have mattered, you know? Like, you would have barely hit Orisa. Orisa maybe dies, but, like, look what the Kiriko has just used, right? So you've sold the Orisa, but the Kiriko doesn't die. They have Valk. Like, I don't know. And I actually don't even think that's where you want to be, because, like, if you hit the ult here, maybe you're, like, back here, which is, I think, a better position. But, again, my point is that you didn't even need the ult to get to that angle.
Yeah.
Your Tracer's also already dead. I think you're being too dramatic. Too much main character syndrome. You're not the problem there. Yeah.
Oh,
do we want to look at Sigma? Do we want to look at Hog?
Sure.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
It's not
You know what's
good.
funny? Is it's the same problem. So like Roadhog has better tank busting than I would say Queen does for sure. Like you have more frontline sustain, but you still need to be taking opportunities for short angles like here. Short angles, right?
I took way too much damage and got smoked on. This was a tilt pick, to be fair. Like,
Trust me, I know who I'm coaching here. I'm no fool, right? I know who we're working with here. But like, what? Why? You know, like this is where you do. Like, I legit won. We were playing a quick play game. I know it's a quick play game, but we were playing a quick play game with a couple of my friends the other day, and I went Roadhog here, and all I did was I baited them to push me in here with 5 people and just live for 15 seconds, and our Zen damage boosted Ashe just killed them over and over and over and over again, right? So like, it's like again, it's the threat, right? Like you're losing every single freaking tank trade, and you actually have a pretty decent flank or an angle there that doesn't like put you too far away. I mean, you're killing me, mate. You're killing me, mate. So
Yeah.
nice skin, by the way. Big thing I would say for you, like big thing with your JQ, is just take short angles when available to make plays / create more space. Obviously, play around your CDs, specifically shout and ult. And honestly, like ult is underrated for that as well, because ult is your get out of jail free card, kind of, sort of as well. Where like you could take like those little short angles and be like, okay, if like the stuff goes really bad, I can always just ult out. Like as dumb as that sounds, like that's a legitimate strategy, right? It's a legitimate strategy. I think Carnages were fine. I think your Carnage stuff was fine. I think obviously your Graces were fine. Shout usage was for the most part okay. Just be super disciplined with your cover. Be a little bit more creative with how you're approaching things. Like you gotta break your mind of like, I'm playing Junkerqueen like I'm playing a JQ Lucio Curie Mirror and Scrims. You know, you're not. You're playing versus double snipers and a pharmacy and a Kiriko versus an Orisa. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You know, right. Where are you fishing? I think it all comes back to where are you fishing? Anything else? Any other questions before we jump into, I think, some DPS?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Always comes back to angles. All roads lead back to angles.
Oh, God. Okay, so listen, I just woke up and played this game fresh out of bed.
Today?
So there was bad angle. Yeah, there was no angles being taken. Aim's mid, but it's okay.
It's all right. Well, the thing is if your angles are bad, we can practice going like, all right, well, you know the angle is bad, so what was the solution? You know, see what you can come up with. Is this just the first game that you had available? That's why we picked it?
Yeah, it was the first game on, first loss, and then I won the next 2 games, so I didn't have any other.
Well, did you have any questions with the wins? Because like you know me, I don't care if it's a win or loss.
Let me look quick. Nah, we can just do this one.
All right, works for me. Okay, angle time. Sepia, Badger, Magic, Otter.
Oh, this game was embarrassing. The Lucio did 0 healing and won. And he didn't even play good. Legit, he didn't even self-heal. Like that. Actually sad.
I know you're hearing the voices right now.
I definitely fan the hammer way too much.
No. It's not even bad. Like legit, not even bad. Okay, so then you like your team is on main. Okay, let's boil this down. So your team is main, so you start to angle left. Okay, so your team goes left with you.
I should go back main.
You should go back main. Yeah, you should go back main. Exactly. Set up this off angle here. Like you need to be able to respond. Remember, angles are always contextual, not only on your team but on the enemy team as well. So like right now, you can either deepen, which I think is not a good angle, or you go back, swing back this direction, 100%. And then if Malga does this on you, then it's like he's only getting one of you, and then you just get pocketed, and then yeah, fanning is fine. Like even here, fanning is fine. But maybe not so much that one. And then obviously the problem is that you're getting baited into this instead of taking space, because this is like, I find this setup right here offensive.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Especially versus an Ana Malga May. Like you guys are actually cooked, because they're gonna do what you guys do, but do it better. Like he just like cardiac and lives.
Plat's games.
Yeah, it's just you just get a cardiac and lives. So then your hog rotates away because he gets tired of it, and then you peek here and you're like, oh wow, look at this, wow, incredible! Like ice block instantly, right? So it's actually your team rotated away from you. I mean, yeah, he's an idiot, so.
I can't believe I gave him a win.
I mean, it wasn't even a smart duel. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how instantly you guys win the fight the second that your Roadhog angles from you. Instantly wins the fight.
Look at him. Look at him. He keeps doing that. He goes back. Here he goes again.
Is he default scanning as well? Oh my days.
Froggers infesting people's brains.
Okay, that was a little interesting hinder there, but that's all right.
Well, I thought I could predict him flying out.
Yeah, I got you.
I watched the pros. I'm just kidding.
This noon's good. Just hold it longer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just let it go just to at least do some damage, but I guess it holds space better. But
yeah, it holds space better, right? It holds space better. Because you know, like, you might also actually get a kill on this Malga, too. Like, there's a chance, right? But yeah, you had half the duration there. Let it zone for longer, right? Keep holding it. If you don't have a skull, hold it for the full duration, and then just pull it right as it expires for any chip damage that you can get. This is not good. You're getting baited. You guys are winning this fight. Like, I want to be very clear. Like, look at the setup that you guys have, like, versus their setup. It's, like, not good, right? It's not good. It's not good at all. Like, their backline is they're on a Sojourn, has so little space, right? And you're like, oh, yeah, screw it. Why don't I just let them have that space for free? Now, watch how the red circles move now. Watch it.
Yeah, they just get in the way.
You so easy, and you just gave it to him, right? And now, not only did you give that for them for free, now you've walked into Daddy. You see it? You're cooked.
Yeah.
You're cooked. So we actually, let's go back and look see if there's any other details to look at here. Remember, positioning dictates target priority.
Yeah, I just...
So actually, no. Okay, here's how it starts. Here's how it starts. Okay, you ready for this one? Target priority dictates positioning. Then positioning dictates target priority. Does that make sense? So you you choose your angle at the start of the fight with the intention of going for a specific set of targets that you prefer to go for. Like a sight lane, maybe that feels good for you, right? Then you respond to how the battlefield's presented and just shoot what's convenient. It's kind of like making a planner, like a schedule for the day, and then stuff goes like really, really wrong. And so you just like let it ride and don't try to like draconically stick to your schedule. Just, that's okay. We'll be flexible, right? But right now it's like, yeah. I mean, I appreciate this. Like, this is definitely an attempt to clutch this, and it's good. You know, it's like but it's like, man, this is ugly. Cool guys never look at explosions. What's this guy doing?
They were basically 4v5 with that guy.
I don't know. Kind of looks like he's living a little rent-free in your head.
He is.
Where should you go? Where should you go?
I'd prefer left.
Probably prefer left. Yeah, probably prefer left.
Especially with the Ana.
Yep. You could rotate
and the
right.
fact that Ana's never going to get peeled forever.
You could also angle here. You also, if you have time here, you need to, like, if you have, like, let's look how much time you had here. You could also do all sorts of scammy stuff here, right? So you could roll here. Roll. 3, 2, 1. Bam. Here. That's also an option too. Yep. I have nothing to say.
Yeah. This game should have been so winnable.
The game is, it's astonishing how good the game is at positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Don't chase the Lucio. Remember,
I know.
Okay, he's got to come to you. He's got to come to you. Let him come to you.
Okay, I am.
Just a little bit. All right, at least you're here on time. I mean, you're obnoxious. You're obnoxious. This is so hard for them, right? Hog tries to clear you out because he's doing his job, right? He's trying to clear out the off angle, like this Coach Spilo video told him. But the problem is that you've played this angle so well with your cover that actually if he pushes you, he walks and gets pincered by your Roadhog. You see that?
Yeah.
So the only way that he'd have to go is he'd have to rotate all the way through here to force you out and then go back to main, and then you just retake the off angle. It's obnoxious. So in fact, the only way they actually win here, I think, is because their Hanzo takes the angle and hits a couple of crazy shots. You see that?
Damn, that's how that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you have nothing to be ashamed of this fight. Because look at that. You get solo walled and you're still killing like that. Honest dead. Oh, I definitely go for this kill here. Yeah, this is good. No way you guys love this.
I wish.
You played this fight. This fight was clean. This fight was clean from you. No complaints. Nice job. Good. Look at that. You forced nano. You did the unthinkable. You focused tank with Fan the Hammer, but you did it from an angle. He did not see you coming. Bam. I mean, honestly, man, I would also not discourage you from using Hinder here as well. It's free damage, and you're going to slow him too. So he might actually die here with Hinder. So I think that happened earlier as well when you were holding this angle here. Like, I think maybe if you're like scared of the Lucio, but if you know where the Lucio is, just chuck the Hinder. It's free damage. It doesn't slow down your fire rate at all. Ah. Where should you go?
No, I thought you were. Oh, I thought you were talking about that. I should go either left or the high ground on right.
I don't like left. I don't like left. Why?
Really?
No.
The Hans was there?
No. Your team's there. Right?
Wait. Well.
You knew it too. Like as you rolled out from spawn here, like look at what you see. You see? Right? So that's why you. So it's funny. So that's because that's why you angled right in the first place, was because you saw your team there, right? So then,
True.
Okay, so then they're still on left. I'm gonna go right? Because even if it's like, oh well, but my Genji's dead. Yeah, but your Mercy's gonna rest, and the Hans is gonna try to just mark that. Nobody's thinking about Cassidy Jr. over here, right? So take it. You see the space that you guys lost as soon as you went back to left, and now you're not in position to help your Hog.
Yep.
You see this?
Dies.
And then now he's dead. That's your fault. You were the only one that got walled. It's always angles. It's always angles. See, this is an angle. Why is this an angle? It's too late, but it's an angle.
The rest of them are on the right.
Right. You see your Mercy Curious, so like the Hog actually has to turn his back on you. So if you're a little better mechanically here, I think that Hog dies.
Yeah.
It was good. You disengaged towards your spawn, but spawn was an angle when your team was rotated there. Okay, so it's always angles, always has been. So that's like that the astronaut meme. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay.
Got it.
Let's
It's the
keep
same
going.
thing on this map.
Yeah. The only thing I would add in terms of micro is like that Hinder thing, right? Like if you don't have any reason to hold Hinder, like there's no Winston, there's no Sombra Tracer, it does not slow your fire rate. Whip it out. Maybe I should refresh
It's funny because I was expecting this review to be too much Hinder, but I guess this game I didn't use it as much as I could have.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a couple times of like memeing it at the Lucio, but I'll cut you some slack because you're like, I thought I had him, so I'm okay with that. I generally like the left rollout better here.
Yep, and that's why we lose.
Yeah, I like the left rollout better. I think there's more heroes that feel uncomfortable, and what inevitably happens is you either get poked out here,
out of McCree's range, right? Versus the left would be closer.
Or you get to here and you end up running into Junkrat maze. It's like a lose-lose. You get sniped out here, or you get brawled out here. It's like this here. If there's like a lot of people here, it's really scary for them. Because there's always that threat that you're just going to turn this corner here. And like this is like the perfect range for Cassidy no matter what you're playing Riss is. But like this just feels so gross, right? Like so gross. Yeah. So if we flip the script here and literally no pocket, right? Just here. I mean, actually terrifying.
Yeah. Might
terrifying.
catch the Ana.
And what happens is you shoot, they sonic you, you just roll out and you just sit quietly, or maybe even roll out here and you go this way. But you just are just a constant thorn in their side. It just auto wins this game doing that. That hinder's okay. That hinder's okay. You know, if it's guaranteed damage, right? You knew you were gonna hit it for sure. Should have died there. The movement there was a little sus. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to add here. Like, it literally just comes down to mechanics, and that's it, because that's all you've given yourself space for. Okay. Same thing here. Why are you here? You're better than Lucio. Go sit here. And sit right here. Right?
Yeah.
Look at what their
Take a
maid's doing.
pinch.
She's giving you more respect than you deserve. Or no, she's checking for summer. Never mind.
Huh?
Okay, screw it. I thought, yeah, but yeah, I mean, let me look at this. Hey, this is just Christmas Day. Because again, they don't have the mobility to push you, so just abuse the angle here. Ah, this Lucio's look. This is how the Lucio's winning. This is how the Lucio's
In my
winning.
head.
Watch. Lobby, what is this? Lucio just exists and like everybody just falls back to regroup versus a Lucio. This guy's a Brazilian DJ and you guys are treating him like a Peruvian assassination guy. What is assassination guy I say? One other detail too. It's fine. Actually, you know what? The hinder might have what might have given you the angle, but yeah, having hinder when you push an angle is always useful. But I guess it's what allowed you to push the angle. But yeah. This fight's lost. You were down 2. How do you break this choke?
By not taking an angle.
Right.
Just kidding.
So where do you go?
It's left. I should have gone left, and then I kept going or the little tunnel area.
I actually like this better for breaking the close choke. I like this a lot better.
Okay, honestly, I'd be forgetting that's an area on the map.
I think left is a lot better for breaking this section, but right is a lot better for breaking this section. That's the dynamics of the map design, right? I don't hate this though. This is all right. You know, you could even just throw. Again, that's another situation where you could literally just throw your hinder. You pick the angle, throw hinder. Just throw it. Bam. And then also, you know, please don't wide peek the angle. And then here,
I don't take an angle so much that the hog ends up going left on his own in the last fight.
well, remember what happened on first point, right? Like we actually won the only fight in first point that was like really clean because the hog split from you, right?
Yeah, no, I don't blame him. Like I probably should have gone there.
It's funny because nice shot. Wow. I mean, those are literally the only fights you're winning is when you hit shots like that. It's just the same thing with Queen, right? Like it's the same thing with like these little off angles, right? It's like you see these non-dive characters, non-tracer characters. You're like, oh, you know, that's it. You know, I guess we're just gonna have to shoot Sigma Shield and shoot Cardiac. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even here, it's like it's just kind of a mess. Okay. This is good, but
Team's not ready.
What is it?
Team's not ready.
Yeah. That's it. So it's just too easy to stuff you out. Good. I mean, look, right? Like you were down 1 at the start of this fight immediately, and you're just almost clutching it just because you like look at this. It's beautiful. Look at this. It's like poetry. Watch. Bam, bam. Rotate around left. Bam.
That killed the Lucio. Maybe we clutch.
Yeah. I think maybe they're like hindered the Lucio and tried to kill the Lucio before you knew the Sigma. But yeah,
Really?
I think yeah, just because like it's immediate value, right? Like I think the Noon was fine. But it's just like right here, this Lucio needs to die.
Oh yeah, that's especially if I hit the hinder, that's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, it is a guarantee because he can't move. You can't miss the hinder because he's EMP'd, right? He's stuck on the floor.
Yeah.
He can't even speed. So you're gonna hit the hinder here, and then he's gonna die, and then you can go from there. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it. The detail stuff is, I think, if anything, with the hinder, be a lot more proactive with it. Obviously, we'll see what they do with it in the season 11, but I imagine it's going to be somewhat similar.
Oh,
Where
that's next season? I didn't know they were doing that.
yeah, they announced it in the dev blog. Um, and basically, it's just use it unless you have a good reason to save it. That's pretty much the logic, right?
Yeah.
There's just no reason not to use it. Okay. Any questions?
No, I'm all good.
Okay. Well, we got like 4 more minutes. Do you want to like look at one more team fight? Throw me a random code.
Yeah.
Throw me a random code.
Get it? I don't remember what round. One of the rounds I lost.
All right. More Cass? Okay.
Yep.
I actually think this point's pretty bad for Cass.
Yeah.
It feels
Kinda
very,
felt like it.
very open and not a lot of flanks available either.
Okay, the first life we don't talk about.
Oh, but we're going to.
Now I'm about to Men in Black fucking eye laser you.
Okay, by the way, this is like a perfect example of like target priority, right? Where it's like you're on a good angle, and so the easiest thing to shoot right now is just the Malga, and so this is good. Shoot the Malga.
But then I
that
keep
that
shooting
hurts.
him and then...
Right. Well, the problem is you keep shooting him when what has changed.
The cast is blanking
Right. The cast isn't taking you, so your priority needs to be on who's contesting you on the angle first.
Yep.
Because
And
people
that's
are
how
gonna
he gets
people are gonna
killed.
dislike that, right? They're gonna be like, "Yo, I don't like you taking that flank. I'm gonna take it away from you." So you have to fight for that. If you fight for that position, then you're allowed to do it for free. And then you're just so you get right, and that's it. So it starts from like good target priority just because it's he's who's available, and then you're more concerned about killing the Malga quickly than you are about fighting the guy. Like you need to fight for your right to shoot the Malga. That's the rule. Because there's no possible way to keep you up there.
Yeah, no, that's 100%.
Because Malga's job is to live brief windows. Really, tank's job in general is to live like brief windows of focus. They can live the brief window of focus. What they can't live is you consistently beating the Cassidy out in an angle and then resuming milking them dry, right? Like they can't handle that sustained pressure. But that pressure will only be sustained if you win the Cassidy 1v1. Not kill him, but force him out.
Right.
Where should you go? Two options.
Right. I think right side or the left bridge.
I really like left ridge.
I think that's where I go. I
really like left ridge, or I like you fighting the Cassidy for the right position. I actually think the Cassidy is really, really poorly positioned. I think he made the same mistake you are. I think there's like nowhere for you to go. Hinder's good.
Yeah, he dies for it.
He's just in the open, right? So then now you've won. So now you can just shoot whatever you like. Nice shots. Almost as good as my mechanics. You coming in Pugs today?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, lovely. Good. This is it. Like there's literally nothing to say other than you won the 1v1 on the angle and then took the angle and just killed everybody. So that's it. I mean, all these shots are lining up because look at where the enemy's attention is over and over and over again. It's always on Doom, right? Always on Doom.
Yeah.
It's very split. And so you're just 180 degrees behind your Doomfist, and so nobody's looking at you. And this is just, you're just cooked. See, even little things like this here, like look at where your Doom is or your Lucio is, so then look at where you rotate to. You gotta see this. This is kind of a neat setup, right?
Yeah.
Good. Where should you go? What's the convenient angle with where you're positioned?
Well, I'd want to be maybe on the right, but the Malga's there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like behind the statue or pillar and force him out.
Kind of. You're just kind of putting yourself in the middle, though, right? I want you to get on the periphery, right? You need to get on the outside here. Frankly, I think the unfortunate answer is I think you just need to back off and then retake something like this.
Okay.
I think you have to go. I don't know. You can't do this jump, can you? No, you can't.
I don't think so.
So yeah. Surely one of these days. I like the high noon. It's fine. But again, here, like, you need to retake an angle. Don't sit here. Retake an angle.
Yeah.
So, like, Malgus in your face on the left. Okay, fine. Or on the right, take the left. Go here. Rotate out. Create some space.
And that gives time for shield to expire.
Yeah, it's like you're just not retaking an angle. Like, your angle got cleared out by the Malga because you lost your Doomfist, and then you just never really took a different... You just kind of sat there and just hoped that something would die.
Right.
Like, right now, Malga's on left, so where do you go?
Right.
Right? Okay, now
Maybe
Malga's on right.
the
Where do you
Mega
go?
Either back main or all the way around the left.
Go left, right? Exactly. Like, just choose your options. Like, let's go. Don't sit here and, like, waste time. Like be... That's part of, like, what makes Cassidy lethal. It's the same thing as the Queen, right? It's like that unpredictability, right? They don't know exactly where you're going to peek from. Whiffers. It's shocking how good this game is at positive reinforcement. Because you go left, you juke the ultimate, and then 3-tap the bat. Symmetric contests you, you disengage, and then you retake the angle, and it starts all over again. In fact, I wouldn't have even dropped there.
Yeah,
Nice
I should
shot.
have just kept shooting from the
Nice
high
job. Nice job. This is great. You see why it works? Like, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's really good. It's really good. So, you know, the reason why I'm emphasizing this so much for you, I think, is because you already know this stuff. But I think this is when you're coaching. This is what you need to be looking for.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you playing your range? Are you playing the angle that makes sense? Are you playing an angle at all? And then if not, why not? Right? Like, why not? Like, what I think for you, it's like this is like where if you really want some coaching insight here, you need to ask yourself, what is preventing you or discouraging you or distracting you from taking those angles more consistently?
Right.
You know? And if you can get the answer to that, then you might be in a better position to avoid those mistakes in the future. And that's a question you need to be asking the people that you're coaching as well. For you, I feel like it's like you just get a little bit, you just kind of check out a little bit. Maybe that's a misread. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I definitely, especially with DPS, since I don't really have hardly any time on it in Overwatch 2, like it's just more like autopilot. And since I've been playing more with friends and stuff, like I'm definitely not. I need to start playing more solo queue so I can kind of, start playing against better players. So because you can get away with anything in Diamond with like plat and stuff. So that's definitely part of it too. So just keep working on the building the muscle memory of knowing what angles to take and stuff.
Yep, exactly. But you might work with somebody who's like more of like they just don't understand or they don't know or they don't think that that's good, right? And so you have to work with that, or maybe that they're too scared of being contested. I don't think you're scared, right? I don't think that's why you never take an angle or don't.
Yeah.
But some players I have worked with are scared of duels. They think that they'll lose every single duel, and so you're gonna have to kind of work with that. So, okay, mate. Any questions?
All good, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. I'll see you in a little bit then.
All right.